Next up, we have the Founder's Breakfast Stout. This is one of the highest rated Imperial Stouts, even though it's a weaker Imperial Stout. It's 8.3 ABV, and every review you read about this beer says it's amazing, at least most of them. Last couple times I had it, I didn't come away thinking it was really remarkable. So I'm looking to take a little deeper look into it this time around and see if I can pick out some of the reasons why it's so highly acclaimed. The pour on the Founder's Breakfast Stout. Can't knock it on appearance. Besides for a couple big bubbles, it's mostly nice small bubbles. It's got a much better smell than the Samuel Smith's Oatmeal Stout. It smells much more like a stout, less like a beer, session beer. It's definitely less creamy than I would like. It's very bitter. It's a double chocolate coffee oatmeal stout. So I'm sure the coffee and the chocolate tend to create a little bit of a bitter aftertaste. Sure, the head will come back quite nicely. See, I almost wish they would do like a nitrous version of some of these bigger stouts. I don't know if it doesn't work very well with the bigger stouts, or what the reason is why they don't, or why they all seem to be 5-6% beers that they do that to, or 4 if you're talking Guinness. As far as like I was talking few days ago. That Beer Geek breakfast was what I really wanted to taste side by side or back to back against this, or maybe the Samuel Smith's Imperial Stout. I should have got that one tonight, but yeah, the Beer Geek breakfast at 7.5% is much more satisfying stout in the creamy mouthfeel and rich, smooth taste. This one is a little, like I said, thinner. It's quite bitter. It's not very creamy. You know, it's right in that that mid-range. You know, if you go up 1% or 2, 9, 10%, you can get much more satisfying stouts. And even if you go down a little bit, like I said, with that breakfast stout, that apparently is quite elusive these days. That's just, in my opinion, a much more enjoyable beer for me. Not to say this one's bad, but for as high a ratings as it has, it's averaging like 4.5 or close to. Beer Advocate, and then you look at the Russian Imperials, and you know, there's plenty I've had in the 4.2, 4.3 range that I enjoy much more than this. So that's my take on the Founder's Breakfast Stout. One last stir. See if I can't get something creamy and smooth out of this. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if the formula has changed some in the last couple years, or what. But I don't remember trying this one. I know I tried it 4 years ago or so, and yeah, like I said, it just doesn't. You know, I'd much rather have an Old Rasputin. I'd much rather have that Beer Geek breakfast. The 1050. I got some Stone Russian Imperial Stout coming. I haven't had that in a few years, so that's going to be hopefully a impressive beer again. But yeah, I just don't understand the high ratings on this beer. If I had to give it a rating, I would say somewhere in the 3.6 to 3.9 range. It's just not something I would seek out, and it seems like that's what everybody wants to do with this beer is seek it out when it comes out in the fall or whenever it comes out. You know. Lots of places I've been seeing, you know, calling up, asking about Imperial Stouts. They're like, "Oh yeah, we got breakfast stout." It's like one of the first things that comes to their mind is, you know, breakfast stout. Yeah, everybody wants that. And maybe it comes back to the sessionable thing. You know, I'd rather have one bomber of, you know, a 10-12% Imperial Stout, or, you know, 2 bottles, rather than, you know, drinking 3-4 weaker beers. That's just my opinion.